I mean, there's a story I tell. This was a few years ago, but it's personal and it works. I was running one day in a day where they closed the streets for summer activity. I didn't have my watch with me or my cell phone, and there were a number of police around. I saw these two police just sort of talking, and I went up to them. I was just going to ask them what time it was. And as I got close, one just pulled his gun out on me. And of course I froze. And then he held it for a second. Then he started laughing and said, I'm just joking with you. What do you want? And it was so terrifying to me to have this police officer just sort of as a joke pull his gun on me, and thought it was funny. And then I didn't ask him the time. I just said, nothing, officer, and kept walking. And then I thought, I should report him. But then I didn't want to go back and get his badge number because I didn't know what would happen. I went up to him again. So police violence is a way that you see what's happening, and that's why it has such a resonance, particularly now that most people have a camera in their pocket most of the time, and so they're able to show what happens in interactions in a way, and that's new. But what's happening is not new. But the police violence is a way that you can see it, and when someone's actually killed, if you know how to look for it, you can find out the numbers and put it to it. But as you're asking, these things play out very much in the courts as well. The police interaction is just the first stage of it, and a killing is just the most extreme version of it.
Here. I think France is very keen to talk about police violence when it happens in the US. Michael Brown, Ferguson, New York, Freddie Gray in Baltimore, all of these cases who were African Americans who were victims of police brutality. They were on the front pages of the newspapers in France with detailed descriptions of the victim and the police. We're very familiar in France with those cases. But you have similar cases, people of North African or black origin who were victims of police brutality in France, but they're never mentioned in the press. I'm thinking of Azir Benaye and Bounia Traoré, who died in 2005 in Clichy-sous-Bois, for example, when they were 15 years old and they were running away from the police because they were afraid of being arrested. And they were electrocuted when they hid in an electronic transformer. And no one cut the electricity for 15 minutes. No one really knows why, but those people died, and there were demonstrations in Clichy-sous-Bois and around France as a result of that. But those young teenagers, one of them was of North African origin and the other was black, and I know that the police were white, but I never heard that mentioned in any of the media reports. I never heard the skin color of the police officers being mentioned.
Don't be afraid of conflict. It's very easy to want to be comfortable, but you can't change things if you are comfortable. And conflict is, as my friend Sarah Schulman writes, talks about, conflict is not abuse. It's good to be it's good to be challenged and to talk about things. And young people have the power to change things if they're willing to enter into that conflict and not just let things stay the way that they are.